So episode 7 was a huge episode, especially for character development of Jukebox, and it's going to continue in episode 8 as we see Jukebox attending NIcole's funeral. She's going to be heartbroken, and it's going to be really sad to see. But there's also the issues that Raquel is dealing with, and she's dealing with more issues than one, because they're low on product, they have no supplier because we don't know if Joaquin is on board yet. She has issues with Detective Howard pushing on Kanan, and we know what his motives are as the audience, but Raquel doesn't, not yet anyway. And then to add to her issues, it's going to be all guns blazing with a war with Unique in next week's episode, and it's certainly going to be a fire episode. But we're going to break things down, all episode 8 related, breaking down the teaser trailer. But of course, if you're new to the channel and you haven't done so already, then remember to smash the subscribe button if you want to see everything Power Book 3 and Power Universe related. But let's get straight into this trailer for episode 8 because this is going to be a huge episode. In the world of Power, episode 8 is always a big episode where a lot of shit goes down, and the cast and crew of Raising Kanan have been hyping this episode particularly over the last couple of months. Now we see Raquel, Marvin and Lulu having yet another sit down to discuss the problems that they have. Marvin telling Raquel and Lulu that they're running low on product and they need to find a supplier soon, because if they don't, they'll find their customers heading over to Unique's corner boys, which they already have. Their product is already being stepped on and their corners are running dry. And Marvin confirmed that their customers are now buying from Unique instead, so if they don't sort this shit out quickly, it's going to be too late. We saw Raquel having a sit down with Julia's cousin Joaquin in episode 7, and although he said he liked the ideas of Raquel, he said that he's going to be in touch, but by the looks of this trailer, it doesn't seem like he has been in contact again. And they're going to go into episode 8 with the same problems as they had in episode 7, which is with no connect. But this isn't the only problem that Raquel has to deal with. Detective Howard is another. In the last episode, we saw him approach Kanan and ask him if he's asked Rack about him yet, because they go way back and he's known her since he was just about Kanan's age. So you're talking about 15, 16 years old. He said that they have a history and he should ask his moms about him. And let's just say Raquel wasn't too pleased with Detective Howard and how he went up to Kanan because she warned him to stay away from her son. Nothing ever gets between Raquel and her son, but one thing can, is his biological father, and that's Detective Howard. He pulls Raquel over in episode 8 and tells Kanan that he's getting out there, he's getting into it, and that he has all the evidence that he needs. And this is how Detective Howard gets to Raquel, that's by going through Kanan. He said sometimes to get to the Queen Pin, you have to go through the Prince, and that's what we're going to see him doing in episode 8. In essence, we're going to see Howard playing a little chess game himself because he knows that he can't openly admit to Raquel that he's dying from cancer, because there's no way she would agree for her son to give him this bone marrow transplant. So the way Howard seems to be approaching this in the next episode is by investigating the dead bodies in the streets caused by the bad crack that Kanan cooked up, and using these as testers in the streets. We know there were at least 5 bodies connected to this, and probably more as well. We see him paying off one of the drug addicts to no doubt give him some more information on the bad crack that had been floating around on the streets, and this leads him to arresting Lil Rob, one of Marvin's men, who was helping him with his side hustle on the highway. And we don't know if he's going to keep his mouth shut, but he was definitely not pleased with Kanan because he was the one who cooked up the bad batch of crack without the orders of Marvin. Now a favour for a favour is how Detective Howard could choose to go about getting his bone marrow transplant by connecting the dots to the murders to the streets to Kanan, and then using this to potentially blackmail Raquel into agreeing Kanan to give him this bone marrow transplant. Howard will agree to let Kanan off for the shit that he's caused in exchange for this bone marrow transplant. But as I've been saying, it's not as simple as this because we still don't know if Raquel will agree to it, and we don't know if Kanan will agree to it. On top of all of this, he still needs to find out that Detective Howard is his father, which I don't think is going to happen in episode 8, and who knows if it's even going to happen this season. I think Howard will be around until season 2 at least, but this is how Howard can go about potentially getting this bone marrow transplant from Kanan. It could well be another favour for a favour. So we could see Detective Howard doing Kanan and Raquel a favour by keeping him out of prison for the deaths that he caused with the bad crack, in essence saving his life, and in return Kanan saving Detective Howard's life by agreeing to this transplant. Sounds simple, but this is Power. It's never as simple as this. There's always a twist. So let's see what goes down in this conversation between Detective Howard and Raquel in the next episode. Now we have Kanan telling Raquel to blame herself, and is Raquel really to blame for all of these problems? Kanan has been too eager to get into the family business and grow and take more of a responsibility when it's way too soon for him. That's why Raquel put him in the stash house in the first place, to keep him out of trouble, and also so he could start where she started, where Defcon made a start in the business. But we've seen Kanan making a lot of mistakes, and even in the last episode, despite Scrappy being dropped and almost dead on their doorstep, he still didn't realize that it was Davina who gave the location to the stash house. At some point Kanan will be ready, we'll see him transform, but he's causing so many of these issues for himself, and with the latest issue itself, it might even take a bone marrow transplant to get him out of it. So let's see how all this plays out in episode 8. But then we come to a scene in the trailer with Kanan saying that they sold outside the hood, and I doubt he'd be raising his voice at his mom's because Raquel would shut him down immediately, so I can only assume that he's talking to Marvin or possibly even Jukebox herself. Jukebox is going to be devastated with the death of NIcole, and she's definitely going to have some questions for Kanan because she's going to realize the bad crack is missing from her bag, and she's going to put 2 and 2 together that it was Kanan's crack that killed NIcole, and Kanan is going to have to try and convince Juke that he had nothing to do with her death. So let's see how all this unfolds and whether or not we see Jukebox realize that it was Kanan's bad crack that killed her. She may be way too devastated to even think about anything else. We see her at NIcole's funeral, and I really wouldn't be surprised if she had more abuse thrown away from NIcole's parents. They'll no doubt blame her for NIcole's death, and we've seen how the insults hurt Juke before, and we're going to see an extremely broken Juke in the next episode, with her crying to Kanan, barely being able to get her words out. She tells Kanan that it's this place, it's a fucked up life that we're living here, and it's an extremely fucked up life that they're living, a life that Jukebox wanted to leave behind for NIcole because she mentioned how she was going to stop boosting, and it was all because of NIcole. She wanted to change because of NIcole. With NIcole she could open up and become Laverne, and whenever she left NIcole and came back to Queens, she was Jukebox, and this is the double life that we've been used to seeing on Raising Kanan. But with NIcole no longer there, I do think we'll see Jukebox's side a lot more, but Laverne will definitely still exist. I still think she's got a lot more heartbreak to suffer before she really turns savage, the savage that we knew on Power. So Jukebox's storyline is one of the most intriguing story arcs. I'm really enjoying her story arc the most this season because other than Kanan, I really want to know more about Juke. I want to know what happened to her when she was a kid, what happened to her relationship with her moms when she comes in season 2, and her relationship with Marvin when they eventually do open up to each other, because we know he kicks her out when he finds out about her sexuality. And she couldn't even get dressed in her own home to go to the ball with NIcole. She had to come home to Raquel's house and get dressed because she knew Marvin would flip a switch if he ever saw her dressing up going to a ball. But that's enough for Juke for this video. I'm going to dive deeper into her character again at some point this week. So let's move on and talk about Unique going on the offense. In the trailer we see a car pulling up and shutting its light before it parks up, and Unique says that it's going to get real smoky out here, and he really is going to go on the offense. It seems like he's rolling up to either Raquel, Lulu or Marvin's house, and they're going to spray them full of bullets and really try to finish Raquel and the Thomas family off for good. It was a warning that he gave Lulu in the last episode, and it seems like he's followed up on his actions and his promise by trying to take the Thomas family down, and I really wouldn't be surprised if we see a casualty in the next episode as a result of Unique's actions. I don't think either Raquel, Marvin or Lulu will get killed. All three of them seem to be playing a key role in season 2, but I really wouldn't be surprised if someone else was hit. Maybe Jessica if she's there, maybe Lulu or Marvin themselves, and I can really see Marvin going on a rampage. Now we heard Marvin in episode 7 that Raquel has been keeping him out of the game and that he should have been there when Lulu shot Worrell, but as I've been saying all season, that Marvin's time will come. We just needed to be patient, but we're about to see Marvin unleash hell. Once Unique goes on the offense and attacks the Thomas family, and if he hits, injures or kills one of them, then we're really going to see Marvin unleash and see how ruthless and aggressive he can be. I do think we're going to see this side to Marvin and him playing a crucial role in the Thomas organization in the next 3 episodes, and maybe Raquel will then take him seriously afterwards. But that's the trailer breakdown for episode 8, and it's going to be a huge episode. It's the episode that they've been hyping alongside episode 10, so I know it's going to bring a lot of action, a lot of suspense and a lot of twists and turns. But let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section about Raquel's problems that she has with Kanan selling the bad crack, how it's going to lead Detective Howard to pursuing Kanan, her issues with not having a supplier, and the war with Unique. And how do you think Jukebox is going to react to the death of NIcole? And is she going to find out that it was Kanan's bad crack which was responsible for her death? Let me know your comments down below, and of course if you're new to the channel and you haven't done so already, then remember to smash the subscribe button if you want to see everything Power Book 3 and Power Universe related. But as always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.